That's what I'm doing. Okay, we are recording.
Jane, you're muted.
I ended up with a note from Bev Stevens, so I'm wondering if she needed some assistance. Okay. All right, I'm going to take off.
Okay, is
See ya.
Beverly the only one in our group?
I think so. We tried to
Bev-
double check.
Bev is the only one in Rotary Club Central.
Okay. All righty. Hold the line on that. I'll be right.
Well, this is really peer-to-peer. All right, John, I'm gonna see if I can get that screen share thing to work this time.
Okay, am I in a session? This is Bev Stevens. Sorry, because I'm driving, so I'm trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, am I in my session now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Are you able to see a screen?
Yes, but I didn't know, if, never mind, it's fine. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, I'm gonna try the share screen thing here. All right, now I got one that shows a screen with John, you and I on it. Share sound, optimize, whiteboard, iPhone pad, basic, advanced, files. I'm sure I saved it.
Well, you may share my screen and go back to Rotary Club Central.
Might as well.
Well, you're sharing your screen now.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that.
All right. Okay. Here's
Yeah, let's go to Goal Center. Or yeah, start with dashboard and then we'll go to Goal Center.
all right, take it away, Doug.
Are you with us, Beverly? You're muted if we're trying to talk. Beverly, you need to unmute there.
Okay.
You're with us, all right. Well, this will be a good session. You are the single attendee.
No, we got
Well, I see a second one now. Okay, but at any point during this, because it is a small group, if you have questions or comments, feel free to ask the questions. You don't have to wait till the end or make a comment if you have had a lot of experience with this already.
Will do. No, I'm new to Rotary, so that's why I'm checking everything out.
Rotary Club Central is a way of setting goals, checking your progress and goals, checking all kinds of things and recording them so that we have a sort of a history. Let me start with a story because it, I think, illustrates what we're up to. Several years ago now, it was probably actually many years ago, I was attending a similar district assembly and attending a breakout session, and it was on goal setting. And somewhere in the discussion, I made the comment, well, actually all clubs have goals. And the person sitting next to me, who was a past district governor, said in a sort of a loud voice, wrong. And so I asked, just let me finish what I was saying. And I think they may not have stated their goals, but they have goals. Every club probably has a goal that we'd like to increase our membership, or all clubs probably have a goal of we have a service project we need to get done this year, or a fundraiser. So they have them. They just may not have stated them.
Right.
And if the past district governor kind of halfway agreed with that sort of thing, but I think that's the point. Now we have a tool that we can do that with. We don't have to write it down on paper and hope we can still find the paper. At the last president-elect's training seminar, picked up this tip that was actually stated by Stephen Covey, who did the Habits of Effective People, and it was his comments on goals. And I think that's going to guide us here today. He uses an acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T.
Yes, SMART goals.
And as he said, have you been through this before, Beverly?
Years ago.
Okay.
while back,
Well,
but
the-
not
well, the
with
S-
Rotary.
The S in SMART stands for, it is stated, goals to be helpful. You actually do have to state them now. And that's what Rotary Central allows us to do. Not only should it be stated, but they should be measurable. If it's, how are we going to decide if we achieved our goal or we did not achieve the goal? And again, there are ways that we can track progress. There are ways that you can say, how do we go? Well, we can measure attendance. We can measure dollars given to the Rotary Foundation. We can measure service hours, things like that. Third is kind of interesting, is the A, and it stands for achievable. There have been lots of things written about, aim for the sky, shoot for the moon, set goals really high so that even if you don't achieve them, you achieve something. And that's not what Rotary goals are about. Let's take membership, for example. Let's say our club has 25 members. We may wish to set a goal for next year and say, okay, let's see if we can get to 35 and set that goal. Well, come to find out, we may only be able to find 2. Well, then everybody feels like, we didn't accomplish anything. So maybe this 25-person club should say, well, what we'd like to do is have 1 new member. Perhaps even saying, well, if we got 25 this year, we'd like to have 25 next year. So that's what done by achievable. And if just for example, you achieve your 25 plus 10 to get to 35. Well, what does that say about next year's goal then? Do we want to set it even higher? It gives us a thing to reflect on and discuss. The R is for results focused. And I think that's, again, one of the things that Rotary Club Central does for us. At the end of our year, or about this time in the year, we're getting ready for next year, we look at it and we say, okay, what were the results? What did we achieve? And what we need to work on? Are there new goals that we want to put in for our results? And finally, Covey tells us that they should be time bound. You shouldn't have open-end goals because you'll never know if you achieve them. And Club Central is like that because we have 1 Rotary year to do this. And that's at the end of that, then we press the reset button and we go on. And that's kind of a preface. Now let's get into the nuts and bolts of how to set a goal. First thing you've got to be able to do is actually get to where we see on the screen here, a specific Rotary club. But to do that, first you go to rotary.org, which is the international site.
Right.
Then on the international site, there's a menu bar across there, and the farthest right called For Members, not the number 4, but For Members. You click on that and it gives you a menu of things to choose. And one of them is My Rotary. So you choose My Rotary, and it's something just before what you see on the screen here occurs, and you get what's called My Rotary, and it'll give you your name, your information, your club, the current president, and other things. One of the things there, pardon?
Can I ask a question on that?
Sure.
When I go to rotary.org, half the time I can't get logged in, doesn't recognize my password, so then I choose another. I have more problems with that place.
Now, did you register?
I thought I did. Should I re-register?
Well, try that, because you put in your email, then you create your password.
Right. Yes.
Then you have to select what your role is, if you've ever done that. Club member, club officer.
I'll go back and check it because I keep having problems, and then it's like a new password. I can get in, but I come back days later, I can't get in. So I just haven't been bothering as much lately, but I'll give it another try.
Well, did you select a role like club member, club officer?
I couldn't remember because it's been a while, and I've been doing executor of 2 estates. Too many people have been passing away lately. So
okay, all right.
Okay, I'll get to it.
It could be that Google's remembering your old password and putting that in instead of putting in your new password.
Okay.
And then in that My Rotary, there's all the way at the bottom of that page, there's a list of things that you can do. What we're looking for is online tools. You
Oh,
click on online tools, and then you can select Rotary Club Central.
oh, okay.
And then what is
Okay.
your club, Beverly?
Let me tell. I'm at the Bloomington Normal Sunrise.
Okay, so something like we see here at Rotary Club Decatur, you just come up Rotary Club Bloomington Normal
Yeah.
Sunrise.
See, I haven't been there. I've been so many other places. So yeah, I'm
Well,
not on my computer. I'm on a phone, but
Right.
when I get
All
home, I'll check it out.
Okay, well, that's called the dashboard. There's also a menu to the far left of that. And the one that we're going to talk about right now is under Goal Center.
Okay.
So we go to Goal Center, and you'll get a page that says, in this case, we're using John's club because it's a handy. It says Rotary Club of Decatur, and it gives the year that we're setting goals for. And it's important to notice that year. This is 2021, because by your time you'll be setting for 21, 22, and there's a right arrow that will take you to the next year, or a left arrow that'll take you back several years if you want to go. But you select the proper year, and then you're ready to go into the actual goal setting itself.
You see, the president-elect for next year hasn't set their goals yet. And that's why these are all blank. But the
Okay,
current
well,
president did.
Any of these screens for your club, then the Bloomington Normal Sunrise, right there at the top, there's a blue button that says Edit, and you need to click on that Edit button, and then it takes you to goals. And there's a whole bunch. I'll give you some of the categories: club membership, service participation, new member growth, Rotary action, group participation, leadership development, district conference attending, Rotary fellowship participation, district training participation. There's a whole list of those goals. Now, no one club has to achieve all of them. The idea is, which ones does your club want to use as goals? So we'll just pick one that the Decatur Club decided to choose this for the 2021 year. Let's take club membership. They set a goal of 86. And then there's to the right of where that goal is set, there's a thing that says select goal. It's a green box, and you put a check mark in it. And then that sets your goal for you. Now, their current achievement as of April 25th, they went in and entered 77. Now, of course, they still haven't achieved that goal, but the year isn't over yet. So that may say to them next year, maybe we need to readjust our goal sites. I don't know how many people they did not obtain simply because of the pandemic. Who knows? But that just gives you a chance. There's no negative things associated with achieving your goal. It just said you didn't achieve it. Do we want to try something else? And if you were looking, if you had a screen, you could look down. There are 5 or 6 of those goals that I was rattling off that they decided were not goals that they wanted to try to achieve, and so they didn't. Actually, they just left it blank, and that's fine. The idea is for you to choose. After you've selected the goals that you want to achieve, the trick is, okay, now what do I do with them? And well, at the top of that page again, after you've done the editing and made your goal selections, there are 2 boxes, 2 rectangles actually.
Right.
One is green and one is red. The green one says save, and you must save it. I think the most frequent problem that people have, if they have a problem, is, oh, I forgot to save those. But on the other hand, let's say you've changed your mind about those. There's also,
Hey guys, what does someone do if they're colorblind using red and green?
okay, let's
Well,
go.
it says save and cancel too.
Let's say read save and read cancel. But that saves it now. But if you've changed your mind, you really don't want to do that, then you cancel, and you can go back and make changes. So that's the nice part about it. It gives you a chance to say yes or no. Go ahead, Beverly.
So I've just entered in my goals for next year because I'm the president-elect.
Okay.
Is there a way to print them out so that you can like give them to your clubs. Is that it over in the other corner?
Yes, there is a, if you look at the top of your dashboard or your goal center page, on the right is a box that's labeled print. All you have to do is press that print button. Yeah, that's handy for a lot of club members who don't want to use computers or don't have. In fact, it may be worth a club meeting, you know, as you are trying to achieve the goals, to decide what do we want our goals to be, and then print one out for everybody at the end. That way.
Yeah,
My field in college teaching was communication. One of the rules there was the more channels you use to communicate, the better off you are. So if they're looking at a screen, that's one channel. If they get a print out, that's another. So having two sort of helps in that regard.
okay, I know I'm gonna do a survey of the membership this month to actually look at their preferred methods of communication so that I can make sure I hit all of those different spaces and get help. Because I don't do a lot of things through mail, but some people do. And I don't want like the way that I do things to impact like my leadership overall. So I want to make sure that I find that out.
A good tip here might be just to devote a meeting to goal setting. Maybe instead of having a speaker, you could have what's called a club assembly and say, okay, this club assembly is to talk about next year's goals. Here are the categories and what do we want to do or what don't we want to do?
Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you, Doug, for that.
Okay, now I think we're ready to move on to how you're going to report your progress on these goals. Again, that's a three-step process. We go back to our main page and we go to that main menu again, and we go back to Goal Center. You select the Goal Center, and then you go back to your year, make again that you're sure that you're adjusting the right year, and then click on the edit button at the bottom of that page. It's under finding goals to update. Click that edit button. That'll give you that list of the goals you've already worked with. And then let's say the one that you want to change is your membership goal. Find that goal that you want to update and click on the sort selected goals to arrange your club's goals for easy updating. And once you do that, you just simply go to say your goal, change the number of the new members that you think you can obtain, and click on the save button again. And that's a pretty simple process of updating it. Now, particularly Beverly, who's on the road, but for both of you, if you really want to be able to process all this after this session is over, you can go back to this main menu that we have here, like where we're at the Goal Center. And on that long menu, there's halfway through is a place called Resources. And if you click on that Resources, it will give you the PowerPoints, as we call them, that are being used currently. How to send a goal,
Oh, good.
how to report progress in your goal, record service activities, find information on Rotary Club Central. So you can have that, and that could be a printout that you can hand out to other people. It's also got a print function in the upper right-hand corner.
Hold on, I'll take you for a walk in a minute. I can listen to this while I walk.
Somebody's got a visitor, huh? All right. Any other questions about that?
No, that was really helpful that we're going through this step by step because like I said, I had just done my goals, but I didn't know how to like present them in a way. So that was what I wanted to see.
Okay, John's going to go through the next half of this, and it's going to talk about recording all this stuff and exporting it to Rotary Showcase.
So on this one, how to record service activities. So you go back to the menu on the left and click service activities. And then you can add a project that's not one that's in the Rotary Showcase. So, you know, if you just come up with something that Rotary hadn't thought of before, then you can do a brand new one. Or you can import one from the Rotary Showcase, and it'll have a big list of all the different projects. And so then you can just pick one that's already there. If you've got an ongoing project, you can select a past project from a previous year and just keep expanding on that one. Then when you are adding a new project, you put in the title, your start date, the details, and then once you've filled in all these things, then don't forget to hit save up here. Then of course, if you're repeating a project, I mean, these are all kind of self-explanatory once you get into it. And well, it's all pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it just walks you right through it. Just don't forget to hit save. Then the next thing is how to view the information. And so you go back to global view over there on the left-hand side and make sure that you choose the correct year. And then there's also this menu up here that has all the different ones, the different categories of projects or goals that you want to set. So you can pick which one you have there. And then you can just, you can view it by the district, or you can just do it by your club. And you can just keep clicking on all these different things and see how things are progressing at the different club level or the district level, if you want. And then of course there is the print button so that you can get a summary of every bit of this. So the main thing is being able to get to Rotary Club Central, which is this right here. And I got everybody's name, and what I'm going to do is send out a step-by-step instructions how to get to Rotary Club Central, because it's not always all that easy once you get to Rotary International. Are there any questions?
Here.
Nope, I actually logged in while we were on. I hope that was okay. So
Yeah.
I was kind of following along while we were doing it. And so this was kind of helpful just to have some explanation with what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's great.
Chandra, were you able to get to Rotary Club Central?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
The only hard part that I'm pretty computer savvy though. So, but the hard part is when you get to the manage page, you have to just make sure that you click on that club and district administration, because that can be hard to find. And so if you don't know to go to club and district administration, you won't know to go to Rotary Club Central. So I just recommend, like, in your step-by-step, just say that.
Yes, I have that written down. And, it's important too that you hover over manage and don't click on manage.
Yeah.
And then
Hover
go
over it.
click on club and district administration.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of help resources here to show you step-by-step how to navigate this stuff.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And then I think too, a good thing is to even dedicate time for a meeting for people to even download the Rotary app to your phone, just to actually have it on your phone and have access to it if you want to.
Yeah, I've
Right.
got that. That was really handy.
Yeah.
Doug, we were all supposed to talk about citations for
Oh, yeah.
Rotary clubs, and I don't really know anything about it. You?
Okay, well, there's a whole list of, it's called a Rotary Citation. It's given each year to clubs who achieve certain levels of progress on their goals. And I don't know how many there are on there. There may be, 20, 25 actual things that you're expected to try to achieve to get this citation. But you only need to pick 13 of them. There's the Rotary Citation, but they're separated out. There's some citation criteria for Rotary clubs, some for Rotaract clubs, and some for Interact clubs. So you choose the citation for Rotary clubs, and then you go through it. I have one here from the Charleston Club, the one that I'm a member of, and I'll take a look at it and give you some clues on it.
You got 24 seconds, Doug.
Okay, well, there again, our president printed it out all the way from club membership to use of Rotary promotional materials. And there were some that we achieved, some that we didn't. For example, we had a goal of one member to become a
We're
member of
gone,
the
Doug.
Bequest